Smoking has long been illegal in New York bars and restaurants, including open-air restaurants, as well as in public transit stations, workplaces, and stores. Under the new law, smokers who light up anywhere in New York's 1,700 parks or along its 22 kilometers of beaches could face a $50 fine. Park visitors questioned on one of the last days before the ban took effect had mixed feelings.
No, I don't want cigarette smoke in my face when I'm sitting in a park. I don't want it in my face while walking down the street either. But people have an addiction, they need to smoke.
We're outdoors. I mean, it seems like I don't see how it could really bother anyone that much.
A lot of people are considerate, but you know, it's just those of us that don't smoke appreciate no smoke.
It's stupid. I think it's crazy because they don't make it so you can't go nowhere and have a cigarette.
On the cool gray day the new law took effect, leaders of a community group in Queens gathered in their local park to celebrate the occasion. Activist Warren Schreiber said that children should not see people smoking in the parks, even if it can't be avoided elsewhere.
It's role modeling for children. We don't want children who are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old coming into the park and they're playing ball or they're playing soccer, and here they see adults or other teenagers who are in there smoking cigarettes.
Yet other anti-smoking advocates say the ban goes too far and could damage anti-smoking campaigns elsewhere in the U.S., where 22 states still permit smoking in public venues like bars and restaurants. Michael Siegel, a professor at Boston University's School of Public Health, spoke via Skype.
And we still have almost half of the states in the country that do not have protection for workers in bars, restaurants, and casinos. And the levels of exposure in these environments are enormous, and people are exposed chronically, and they can't escape. Unlike a park where you can just get up and move if you're exposed to smoke, people here are trying to make a living. And so I think there needs to be a refocus on smoking in the workplace.
But Rebecca Colleen, head of a group called Asthma Free School Zone, says the ban is necessary for New York to safeguard public health.
It's not always easy to move away from a smoker, and it would be impossible to say, well, it's okay here and it's not okay there. The goal really is to eradicate smoking, eradicate tobacco. It is dangerous. It is life-threatening. It takes more lives than many other diseases put together. There's no reason to make room for it, really.
Professor Siegel replies that banning smoking in parks will only make secondhand smoke harder to avoid on New York sidewalks and at park entrances, and more dangerous if smokers retreat to their homes.
We know that chronic exposure to secondhand smoke in the home is a very important source of exposure and disease for people, and especially for children. So if anything, the message we want to be sending to smokers is please do smoke outdoors. That's where you really should be smoking to avoid effects.
City officials say they hope the law will be self-enforcing and that park officers, not police, will issue warnings and tickets. But critics predict the ban will be widely ignored in New York's thousands of hectares of parkland. One smokers' rights group planned to challenge it with the Smoke in the Park protest at a beach in Brooklyn. Carolyn Weaver, VOA News, New York.